Hi. So I was just talking to my friend, and she was having some thyroid problems. And she really suspected that her diet was causing her thyroid problems. And she was totally right. Her diet was really horrible. And it was causing her, like, thyroid imbalance. And so she said, like, for the last several months, I've been feeling like I need to change my diet, and I need to, like, take these elements out and bring these new elements in. And then she's like, but I just can't do it. Like, I just can't do it. And it's just too hard. And so as I was talking with her, it kind of struck me because I train mentors, right? And I train people in setting goals. And oftentimes I see people who will try and set like these really radical goals, like going from zero exercise to exercising 5 times a week or 6 days a week, not really thinking about the logistics of what's happening. And it like brings me back to this ecosystem idea that anytime we introduce something new to an ecosystem or take something out of an ecosystem, it's going to affect the whole ecosystem. So it's going to affect your mind and your body and your emotions and your spiritual life, and it's going to affect all the dimensions of your life. So if you're an energy person, it will also affect your energy. It just affects everything. So she'd been really struggling because the changes she was trying to make were too radical for her entire ecosystem to accept. So I talked to her about how God changes us, and He changes us from the natural man to a saint. And King Benjamin talks about that. But we make that change line upon line, precept upon precept. So when we are trying to make radical changes in our life really quickly, we end up having a lot of resistance. So it usually takes an act of God, like an Alma the Younger experience, to get us to be okay with really radical changes. So like a diagnosis with cancer or diabetes could be a really awesome act of God moment where it's like, oh, you know what? No, I really need to change my diet. And so then they change their diet and their whole ecosystem accepts it because the whole ecosystem realizes that it's threatened. So it just becomes a lot easier. So so I taught her about setting SMART goals, and I invited her to come spend an hour with me in a session. But I'll just share it with all of you. So a SMART goal, I think Stephen R. Covey coined this whole thing, but it's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. And so if her dietary changes were completely unrealistic, she was not going to realistically drop all the things that she needed to drop and incorporate all the things that she needed to incorporate. So I tried to help her realize that she needed to set smaller goals and work line upon line towards this ultimate goal of having a completely different dietary standard. Now, in the meantime, she was in, hypothyroid distress. So as I talked with her, I realized that the whole cause of her pain was this hypothyroid issue. So I talked to her about setting goals, and then about doing some certain yoga kriyas and meditations to bring healing energy to the thyroid and bringing more energy and blood to that area, so that the thyroid ends up working okay, even though it's being damaged by the diet. It will actually be healed by the meditation, and it will start functioning correctly with the meditations and yoga kriyas, so that as she's changing her diet, the yoga kriya will actually heal her thyroid and jumpstart the healing of the thyroid, so that she discontinues hurting her thyroid by her diet and changes those dietary problems that were causing her distress, but also is alleviating her thyroid distress because of the yoga and the meditation. So it's really awesome. I just wanted to share it with all of you because I felt like there were several of you who would benefit from that. And so my computer just timed out, and so now I can shut this off. Have a great day.